PTG, I'm once again so happy to have the chance to ask you some questions. So kind of you to answer a few of my questions about yoga and what the real yoga is about and how one can evolve from the state of the actual being and how one can get out of this cycle of birth and death, which you already explained. It's not about the movement in yoga, obviously.
Yes.
It's,
Yes. I mean, the thing is that when people get a human body, now the thing is that when they get a human body, they have to do some actions.
right.
Like human body can't exist without actions. You'll have to do something. You know, once you get up, once you wake up, then you have to do something. So what is it which you can do, which can break you out of the cycle of birth and death? Exactly. So the Sanskrit term for that particular thing which you do with the body is called tapasya. Tapasya. Okay. The closest English equivalent is penance. But it doesn't exactly show the whole thing, but it's the closest English equivalent to that particular term. Now tapasya always in the whole time, like from beginning of creation to right now, was always characterized by three things: praising, bowing and serving. So in short we can call it PBS. So these three things characterized tapasya. So no matter whether it was any being like Hanuman or all these characters in the Vedic stories like Arjun, or whether it's Prahlad, or whether it's Parvati, everyone, even Asuras or Devas, everyone did tapasya. Okay, so whether you're a human or any other kind of entity, that's the only way to get out of a binding situation. Okay, or any kind of, which is like a binding situation. Here is like you are trapped in the cycle of birth and death. That's a binding situation. So that is the way to, and praising, obviously, and bowing. Bowing is a posture. Okay, but that's just one posture, and praising is obviously speech, and serving can be in all kinds of ways using the body. Okay, so these are the three things, and which have nothing to do with the modern so-called yoga, where people are just sitting there and doing different like asanas or different postures or different kind of actions with their body.
Right.
Yeah. So which doesn't fall under PBS, which so then it does not fall under tapasya. So then that's why it cannot help you in any way, if that is your goal.
Okay.
So yeah.
It's so kind to make this so clear.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
And then also obviously one needs to have a guru or a teacher to be led out of this, and we have some feedback, actually some corrections in the actions and posture.
Yeah.
So guru and teacher, it's a different word, so
Yes.
maybe you can shed some lights on this vocabulary.
Okay.
What is,
Now the modern concept of guru is very different from the ancient concept of guru. Okay, so in the modern guru is just like another kind of some person who teaches you something for an hour or two or something. It's not directly connected with your life 24/7, 365. In ancient times the guru was connected to your life 24 hours, 7 days a week and 365, like the whole time. Basically it's nothing which is done on a part-time basis. And right now the word guru is like, like even there are investment gurus. Okay, there are different kind of gurus, like anybody who teaches any kind of thing in this world is called a guru now. But guru is not that light a term. It's a much more stronger term, like which only applies to a being which can take you out of the cycle of birth and death. Okay, so for first guru, the being who is taking that position has to have done it themselves, and they should be out of that cycle themselves, or have the ability to get themselves out of that cycle, and then only they can teach anyone how to do that. Okay, so like in ancient time rishis, who were the gurus, they had the power to. They were not stuck in the cycle of birth and death. Okay, so if beings did PBS to them, then they themselves got out of the cycle of birth and death too. So that's how they were their gurus. Okay, and if you can't do PBS to your guru, then it can't be your guru. Okay, and like these days the so-called gurus don't even have any knowledge of anything, and they don't have even nature responding to them in any way, shape or form. So then people just go to them for 1 hour or two, and then they do whatever the rest they want. Like, you know, it's a guru of convenience, and it's nothing to do with anything to do with a real guru disciple relationship or anything to do with any real anything. Because like I have said in one of my writings, that guru disciple is the only relationship in the multiverse. There's no other kind of relationship. That even mother child is a guru disciple relationship, where mother plays the guru to the child. So the thing is that the term guru is a very deep term, which actually relates to someone who is actually taking you out of cycle of birth and death, and is something which you sort of do PBS to all the time. It's nothing which is temporary, or, you know, like it's not a yoga class or a fitness class or a aerobics class or your yoga instructor or anything like that, or any kind of teacher in the today's sense of the word teacher. Yeah, and nothing. That's not what guru is and never was. And that kind of compartmentalization, okay, then you can have this teacher for that teacher for that. I mean, that can just keep you occupied in this world, but it will not create any kind of evolution or any kind of movement upwards.
You make this also very clear in your book, which is such a good relief in so many cases.
Yes.
Like you speak about guru, and also what the word means, like G-U.
Gravity.
Gravity.
The serpent. The uru is the serpent always.
Okay.
The gene serpent. To lift the gene serpent up, to have the gravitas, to attract it and lift it up. You know, like you are here like a magnet, and you are lifting something upwards.
So that's why there's a higher being.
Yes.
Up. And power to gravitate something.
It has to be more higher and divine than you. Your guru has to be like I said before, it has to be able to free itself from the cycle of birth and death first, before it frees others.
It makes so much sense. I think it's so clear. So yes, and also you speak about the so important basics which need to be in place, like the food and the posture and the speech, and not being lazy with the speaking from the center, which one can practice all the time.
Yes. Now, how those things are important come into the PBS, which I said, praising, bowing, serving. Now, if you can't speak, then you can't do praising. Okay. And if you don't speak from the center, you stay imbalanced anyways. Okay, and then your mind troubles you. Any side you fall on, left or right, your mind starts troubling you. Then your tapasya will get broken at some point. So to make sure that doesn't happen, the centering was required. And then if you don't have centering, and if you don't have basics and diet and proper, then how will you serve? You'll mostly be sick. Now, it's very hard for a sick person to serve. Sick person is like asking for service itself, mostly, like rather than being in a position to serve. Like, okay, so I mean, the beings which are serving is like Hanuman and Arjun, they are not sick first. Like, so to have like your maintenance of your tool, which is your body, it's like a very basic, normal, natural thing to take care of that tool in a way where you are not sick, and then you're centered, your mind is not bothering you, and then you can do PBS, because PBS is the final goal of all those practices. Your fitness, physical fitness, is there for doing that. Tapasya. It's not like if you get a physical fitness and if you don't do PBS, then that is of no use either.
Again, you bring it very well together. You put things into perspective.